I fly to what is supposedly Britain's party capital, with its sun, sea and thrilling experiences. I'm the Flying Reporter, a private pilot flying around Britain and Europe in my PA28 Piper Turbo Arrow, recording my flying adventures and inspiring pilots to try new places and travel further themselves. Today I'm going to explore Blackpool, a traditional seaside town on the northwest coast of England. It's one of Britain's most visited resorts. I'll talk you through the airfield procedures, show you the join and landing, explore a funky guest house where you might stay if you're making a weekend of it, and I'll take a look at a full-size Spitfire flight simulator. Welcome to the Flying Reporter Aerodrome Review. So I'm routing to Blackpool, having taken off from Ireland where I've been filming. I'm wearing the life jacket because of the long routing across the Irish Sea. Arriving at Blackpool is pretty straightforward in my experience.
Blackpool's in fairly good airspace, to be honest. Not a lot around. You've got Liverpool's to the south, you've got Wharton, and they'll give you a last service inbound. If you're coming from the south up to Blackpool, by the way, don't be afraid to speak to Liverpool for a transit. They're very, very good, Liverpool with GA, and you'll very often shouldn't have any trouble at all with your selected routing. Blackpool's a full ATC aerodrome. It's got instrument approaches. We're not going to make use of those today. We'll just have to see what circuits we're given, really.
After getting the ATIS, the Automatic Terminal Information Broadcast, I call up for my joining instructions.
Runway in use, 28.
Blackpool approach, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor. 10 miles to the southwest inbound with November, QNH 1009.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, Blackpool approach. Good afternoon, November is current, QNH correct. Basic service, squawk 0450.
Wharton Mats, the military airspace, is not active today as it's a weekend, and so I'm given permission to transit the Mats and told to expect a left base join for runway 28.
So, brakes, undercarriage down 3 greens, mixture is rich. Fuel is on the tank with the fullest contents. We'll change now. Engine temperatures and pressures are in the green. No warning lights, we've got landing light on. Carb heat we don't have. Doors are locked, we are strapped in. Golf India Victor left base, runway 28 to land.
Golf India Victor, report final runway 28, you number 1.
Report final 28, number 1, Golf India Victor.
If you want to see an unedited version of my flight over to Blackpool from Ireland, where I had difficulty getting two-way communication with London Information over the Irish Sea, that's a bonus video showing now for Supporters Club members. Sign up through my website.
Golf India Victor, vacate third right onto runway 31. Are you familiar with parking at Blackpool?
Exit runway 31 and AFM, Golf India Victor.
Golf India Victor, you can continue taxi to park in one of the white boxes just to the west of the main apron via 31 and Alpha. The marshal is waiting.
Ordinarily, visiting GA pilots are asked to park in the marked bays opposite the fuel station. From there, it's a short walk over to the reception, marked with a yellow C sign. Here, you can pay your landing, parking and fuel fees and make use of a crew area with teas and coffees. You exit through this area to get landside. Well, welcome to Blackpool, where it's rather breezy today, shall we say. It's always been breezy whenever I've visited. Now, believe it or not, Blackpool used to have a passenger terminal because they used to handle commercial passenger jets. But that all came to an end, and now they're more of a general aviation hub. They have general aviation light aircraft training, business jets, private jets, the offshore helicopters going to the gas and oil rigs in the Irish Sea, and it's also home to the Northwest Air Ambulance. They're still quite busy though. I think last year they had about 40,000 movements. Let's go and take a look around.
Blackpool, Golf Lima Uniform, Kilo Alpha, good afternoon.
So as I mentioned earlier, Blackpool has full ATC, but it doesn't have radar, so the instrument approaches are all procedural. They have ILS, RMP and NDB DME approaches. They're open from 7 in the morning till 9 at night, local time every day, and the runway and taxiway lighting makes it useful for night flying. To land here, you need to obtain PPR, and high vis is mandatory airside. To find out about some of the local procedures, I caught up with the senior air traffic controller, Natalia Hall. What kind of arrivals are there? What kind of joins do you do? What are your procedures?
Okay, so if you're inbound from the south, usually we can expect a direct base join for runway 28 or 10. Sometimes the cross runway, it will be a straighten approach. If you're coming in from the east, we'll normally ask you to route north of the M55. That avoids the restricted area 312, and it also keeps you north of Wharton.
And the circuits, if there are any, the standard circuit is the circuits are to the north.
Yeah. So the standard circuits are all to the north. That's because of our proximity to Wharton.
Yeah.
They're only 6 miles to the southeast.
We were just talking about Wharton, and I want to come on to gotchas, and I imagine that is the biggest gotcha, that they're so close to you.
Definitely, yeah.
Does it happen? Do people misidentify it?
Yeah, we quite regularly have people misidentify Wharton, and that ranges from GA pilots flying into the executive jets as well that come in. It is on your left-hand side on a 6 mile final for runway 28, so it's, and also if you're on the procedures for 28, it's pretty much as you're rolling out of the procedure turn.
Yeah.
You might see it.
You're coastal here, you're on the Irish Sea.
Yeah.
Weather, it was windy when I came in. I don't think there's ever been a day I've come in and it's not been quite breezy here.
Yeah, it gets very windy.
Is that the biggest weather issue, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And we also have, because we have the dunes over there, the turbulence potentially that comes off those, and also the hangars if you're on final for runway 13.
Yeah. Do you use the cross runways much? Because you've got the shorter cross runways, haven't you?
We do when the wind's favouring. Then we'll use them generally as guidance. If the wind's greater than 10 knots, we'll then start to use that runway, or the pilot can request it.
I mentioned earlier that it can get quite windy here at Blackpool. The airfield can help you out with outside tie-down points on request. If you're looking for some shelter for your aircraft, hangarage is available either from the airfield directly or from Hangar 3. Hangar 3 offers a more executive handling service with luxury pilot and passenger lounges and snacks. Blackpool doesn't have a cafe on site, although they are looking to have one as part of the exciting 5-year development plan. But just outside the airfield, there's the Air Balloon pub, and there's a supermarket a short walk away if you just want to grab a sandwich. Coming up, I'll take a walk along Blackpool's famous prom, spend a night at a luxury guest house, and get a close-up look at a full-sized Spitfire simulator. First though, let me thank AOPA UK for sponsoring this Aerodrome review. I'm a paid up member of AOPA because of the work they do behind the scenes to support general aviation. I think GA needs all the help it can get, be it to support airfields, prevent aerodrome closures or fight for equal access to airspace. If you are concerned about the decline in general aviation and want to support AOPA in its work to arrest that decline, then sign up for a membership now. Flying Reporter followers can get a 25% discount on new 1 and 2 year memberships to AOPA UK using the QR code, the link on your screen or the link in the video description. It's possible to walk from the airfield to the prom. It'll take about 15 minutes. If you don't want to stretch your legs, the airport can call you a taxi instead. This is the thing about Blackpool. It can either be a beautiful, beautiful day, or it can be either blustery or very wet and windy. I've been here on really calm, sunny days. In fact, here's some pictures I filmed a couple of years ago when I came up with Bertie. And there was a lovely sunset. It was beautiful, lovely spending time out here. Actually, I'm enjoying my walk along the beach here, but it is very fresh, shall we say, very blustery today. It's quite a walk to Blackpool's main attractions, but there's a tram that runs along the seafront. There's loads of things to do here, which is why it's often named Britain's party capital. There's of course the pleasure beach, a theme park full of roller coasters, crazy golf, ice skating, escape rooms, dungeons, a model village, trampolining, amusements, and of course the Blackpool Tower with its circus, ballroom and afternoon tea. If you're stopping here overnight, there's a real mix of places to stay. I chose a pretty funky bed and breakfast on one of the seafront side roads, number 1 South Beach. Each of its luxury bedrooms is individually styled. Well, the rooms are very stylish. This is my room, very comfortably decorated and furnished. A great widescreen television with a DVD player. They've actually got DVDs behind the counter at reception that you can borrow. I just love the decor. It's kind of very natural, isn't it? And we've got actually a balcony out the front here, which I won't be using today because it's incredibly windy out there, but I'm sure on a lovely sunny calm day that would be wonderful to just sit out there, look across the park and out to sea. And then in here in the bathroom, again very stylishly decorated. We've got a bubble bath. We've actually got a television here at the end of the bath with a remote control that we can use. Got a full kind of walk-in shower here, separate from the bath, and a great big mirror and a sink combo. So very nice indeed.
There's a lounge and bar area downstairs and a breakfast room as well. Prices start at £91 per night. Flying Reporter followers booking directly with Number 1 South Beach can get a 10% discount. Just tell them you saw the review on the Flying Reporter YouTube channel and quote the code TFR. So back to the airport, and tucked away in Hangar 42 you'll find the Spitfire Visitor Centre. You can see 5 fiberglass replicas of Spitfires of various marks and a Hawker Hurricane replica.
We're trying to keep history alive. There's very, very few of these veterans that are left now. We're very lucky that we still get the occasional veteran comes here, but it's few and far between now. So we're trying to pass on to the next generation the memory of those veterans and what they did to save us in that time of need.
The museum is open weekends from 10 till 4 between April and November. In the same hangar, you'll find Raven cockpits. There you can pay to fly a full-size Spitfire simulator. In this replica Mark V Spitfire, you can practice your landings and takeoffs, experience a dogfight, or just go on a virtual sightseeing trip. Certainly a unique experience that you can have on a visit to Blackpool.
I've flown into Blackpool many times. It's a fun place to visit for perhaps a quick staycation and an efficient stop if you're coming in for fuel, perhaps if you're heading up to Scotland or on the way back to England from Scotland. And of course, being a full service airfield, it's a great option if you're instrument rated or if you need to land after dark.
If you want to visit Blackpool, the airport is offering visiting pilots a 40% landing fee discount for Flying Reporter followers who uplift at least 50 litres of avgas. The discount is available for 3 months from the 1st of December 2023 through to the end of February 2024. The discount only applies to single-engine aircraft. Just quote the code TFR to make your claim. I'm going to sign off now from this Aerodrome review. Let me know in the comments if you visited Britain's party capital and how you got on here at the airfield. My thanks to AOPA UK for sponsoring this feature. Until next time, fly safely, my friends.